Hi, Surplus. Would you really call me ugly? Look at my face. Thank you, Diana. Thank you very much for that. Look at my face. Can you really call that ugly? I really don't think so. Okay, so we need to get through the tips. Because we didn't get to do that yesterday. Why does this sound much louder than I remember this being? How are you guys doing? How was your day? Surplus of Stupidity watched 7 consecutive streams and started a watch streak. Let's go, the tips. That's right. I'm gonna, when Ruben comes, I'm just gonna ask him to put the video again. Okay, so these are all the incidents about the people dying, I guess. Doing good? That's good. Play more Magic today? From the June 1980 edition. Fell asleep mid-stream last night. Oh, okay, okay. That's fair. It was, it got pretty serious. Like, not many people were typing at the end because it was like, you know, starting to get a bit serious. Hello, Bogan. From the June 1980 edition. On the afternoon of blank at 2 p.m., office employee blank and his wife blank of Hinamizawa village in Shishibone Prefecture disappeared after falling 27 meters from the observatory platform in Shirakawa Prefecture. Police and firefighters searched downstream and discovered the body of blank at around 7 p.m. that evening. His wife has yet to be found. The search has run into difficulties due to the effects of Typhoon 3 from the previous day. It appeared a railing at the observatory that they learned on had broken, causing them... Wait. What did I just read? It appeared a railing at the observatory that they leaned on had broken, causing them to fall. The groundskeeping staff was questioned by the police in regards to facility deterioration and if park maintenance was performed properly. Hey, Ruben. Send me... You just need to put the link in chat because you still have the points from yesterday. And we will watch your video after this tip. Because you've been asking for this video for a while. So, I will do that. Oh, well there you go. There's the tip done. I guess we'll do it after the next one then. Since it's that short. Alright, sounds good. From the June 1981 edition. On the afternoon of blank at around 10 p.m. in that district of Hinamizawa village in Shishibone Prefecture, the Shinto priest of the Furude Shrine passed away after an existing condition he was recovering from suddenly worsened. Diana07 watched 7 consecutive streams and sparked a watch streak. Parties close to the deceased said he was suffering from anxiety issues concerning the festival, which was to be held that day. Also, after his death, his wife went missing, leaving behind a farewell note. The police and local youth association continue the search. However, given the presence of the farewell message and the fact that Onikakushi swamp is said to be bottomless, they have run into difficulties. Absolute cinema pronunciation. What happened? What happened to my slice of life? What happened to them goofing off? Okay, let's watch this. Umineko When They Cry fan-made trailer. Wait, this is... I can still hear this. Can I, turn down the volume on this? No? Alright, well, I think I'm just forced to listen to that. You guys don't hear it, but I hear it. Dude. Close. This, please. How is the Umineko anime compared to the game? And then compared that to the Higurashi anime to the game. I know, yeah, that's I've been told that by Diana and Surplus because that's what they plan to start reading next. Once they're done Higurashi. Gonna be looking away from the screen. Makes sense, yeah? Oh, it seems we have two contradicting viewpoints. Well, what do you mean it's never to be seen? The power of humans. Does that imply that she's not human? Interesting. Oh, this is your trailer. Oh, that's cool. It should not exist. I see. Okay. So it's not very good, is what you're saying then. That's cool. Nice, nice. I didn't even realize. So is it for the game or for the anime that you made it for? Because you put available on Steam here. But is the trailer for the anime or for the game, you would say? It was stopped. Okay. Yeah, I guess it's the same thing like Higurashi. Alright. Let's try the housewife murder. The Higurashi anime is finished, though. I see. Okay. Wonder why, you know, because I wonder why they still kept the Higurashi, you know, anime if, like, you don't get the full story from that either. I use the anime, but I'd say it's an advert for the visual novels on stream. Okay, makes sense. It wasn't reported in the newspaper. Is that it? Okay. It just wasn't reported on the newspaper. That's cool. Let me just make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay, yeah, no, that's it. That's really it. Okay. Why was that not reported in the newspaper again? I think he said there was a reason. Never had its answers arc animated. Okay. Oh, that's loud! Why is that so loud? Do I have to lower volumes again? Why was that so loud? Fred Durst isn't in Higurashi? No, he's gonna show up. You can't do this to me. I was waiting for that. It's like that only for this tip, I think. Okay. Dude, yeah, just the entire thing is loud. What is happening here? You want to carry it away? Wait, it's Oishi! I just realized this is the person you guys talked about as well. Oishi. Alright. Pretty cool. Radio log. That's come and gone. Fred Durst is in Higurashi. No! It's gonna be at a later time. Right? Not this one, maybe another one. No! Don't say that, Surplus. Don't ruin this for me. Yeah, chapter 9. Okay, good, good. See, I knew it. I knew chapter 9. It just hasn't released yet. Okay? You guys, like there have been teases, which is why you guys talked about it, but it's just a chapter that hasn't been released yet. It'll come out eventually. Okay, it seems like this volume's fine. How's the volume for everyone? New day. I really thought his parents were gonna die there, but we're good, we're good. Fred Durst has been right behind you this whole time. Makes sense! He's trailing, like, directly behind me. Everywhere that Keiichi looks, it's like, you know, those... It's like, if Keiichi looks to the right, Fred Durst makes sure to stand right behind Keiichi's head the entire time. So everyone else sees Fred Durst, but we don't see him. And which is why we don't ever talk to him. So they are talking to not only me, but also Fred Durst at the same time. It all makes so much sense. Fred Durst is the fourth. Exactly, yeah. All these... It makes so much sense now. Yeah, because Fred Durst obviously isn't Higurashi. Okay, class time. Still chatting happily, we entered the classroom, but the moment I stepped into the room, a splashing sound and a nasty sensation. Did the soul patch trend make it to Japan? What's the soul patch trend? It was a bucket filled to the brim with water, and unfortunately, my foot stepped right into it. Why is she so close? You know the... Oh, okay. The bared Fred... I see. Why is she so close to us? Japanese salaryman would look hard with a soul patch. I don't think with their culture it would probably be allowed in the office, to be honest. They'd probably think there's some, like, Yakuza member or something. Seeing that, Rena began to swoon as Mion looked on in disbelief. Everything was the same as always. Everybody was there, and nothing felt out of place. Also, we still don't know why people started reading our memories last night. That was also something that happened. Like, we were just kind of talking there, and then we were thinking stuff, and then people were able to respond to everything that was, you know, we were thinking. Like, why was that a thing? Everyone was there, and nothing felt out of place. The uncertainties I'd had in the back of my mind since yesterday had vanished. It was the expression on his face, duh. You see, usually they would comment on it, but they didn't. They would just talk about it, and then he wouldn't comment on them reading his memories either. He would just go along with it, and it would be completely fine. I don't know. Seems a bit sus to me. The uncertainties I'd had in the back of my mind since yesterday had vanished. Mion alerted us that the teacher was coming, so everyone shuffled off to their seats. Normal day so far, so good. We'll have to see if a murder gets announced, though, which I'm assuming it will. Who is this? Chie. Is this the teacher? I'm sorry. You look younger than Mion. We were all slackers, so none of us actually helped to clean up. Actually, I had the feeling that the only thing we did was run around the festival and cause a ruckus.
この時期にはお祭りの取材で遠くから雑誌なんかの取材の方が見えたりします。
Why are you roasting? No! I'm not roasting Mion. I'm saying that she looks like she's 13. That's what I'm saying. Let's see. How does she look like at the... Okay. Yeah, I could see her being a teacher with this one. You basically said Mion looks like an old man. Isn't that what she calls herself the entire, like, every day? I thought it was the usual stuff, so I was going to tune it out, but then I noticed that different tone in her voice and started paying attention. I love how you just ignore the manga. Is there any reason to? Like, look, why would I want to look at this? You have to ignore. Like, I actually didn't mind it for the other characters. That one was really bad, though.
皆さんが取材を受けることがあるかもしれませんが、曖昧なことやいい加減なことは言わないように。いいですね。
In unison, everyone replied, "Yes, ma'am." What she said was really vague, but I understood what she was trying to say. After all, this was the 5th year. There were probably lots of third-rate reporters pouring in, hoping something regarding the curse had happened. This looks better in the remake? I guess we'll have to see. Again, I'll look at it again. But I don't know, it just looked really weird. I thought. It did nothing but perpetuate the villager's bad image. She was saying, "Don't spout stupid shit you think is funny." And now I was one of the ones who needed to keep their mouths shut. I found it rather cute how I felt a sense of unity from such a trite thing. If I do say so myself. How is that cute? Are you Rena? I was summoned to the club activities after school. Since everyone was still pretty tired from yesterday, we just spent the day relaxing. Yeah, that wasn't happening.
今日は本格派の推理ゲームでいこう。
Okay, I don't like how she looks here.
こんなのはどうかな。
お、海外もののゲームか。面白そうだな。
Like, let's see. I'm just gonna go through all the others because I haven't actually like looked at them. Like, it just feels weird.
ルールはそう難しくはありませんのよ。
Like, what is... Like, I don't think Rena looks bad. Okay, well, this is why I was saying it doesn't look bad. I don't think Rena looks bad, and I don't think, yeah, I think Rika actually looks the best. I actually think Rika looks the best. With everyone else like the OG or Ultra console, okay. It seemed that Rena did handle this kind of game very well.
ルールはね、事件の犯人と凶器、あと犯行現場の
OG art Rika is the best. I like the OG art Mion that has a gun. I think that's pretty cool. I'll have to like really look at the teacher again, but I don't know, she just looked really off. Satoko's forehead doesn't look massive like everybody else in manga. Yeah. It doesn't. It's like, it just is inconsistent, the art. There are 3 kinds of cards comprised of suspects, weapons, and locations. What's the card game? Oh, the murder weapon and the scene of the crime. Okay. Gun Mion is... I think it's pretty cool. I can see that the names Mion and Rika were written on the suspect cards. Oh, a card with my name on it as well.
斧やらナイフやら毒物やら犯行現場のカードも渋いぞ。リビングやら書斎やら中庭やら
つまりね、これらのカードが1枚ずつ抜かれるの。それが正解のカード。で、残ったカードはシャッフルしてみんなで等分。互いに手持ちのカードを質問し合って、抜かれた正解のカードが何かを探るわけ。
I don't know why, like, the top of my mouth feels weird. It's like, it feels kind of burnt or something. It feels I need to keep constantly drinking water, like it's dried out or something. I don't really know what it is. Now they're explaining Clue to me. Oh, yeah, they are. Okay. I didn't even realize that. Ate something hot? Not recently. Maybe this morning, but, like, I don't think it was that hot. Like, it's not like I burnt my mouth eating it. I poisoned you in the night. I could see. Why is it only kicking in now, though? I see. So the cards nobody has are the true perpetrators.
答えが分かったら挙手。ゲームを終了して答えが正しいかを確認。正解なら
Surplus confessed his crime. I am the curse victim. I guess you guys are just never gonna get any streams anymore. I'm just gonna die tonight, and then it'll be all over with me. From me. It'll just be it.
外れていればマイナス1ポイント。正解してもしなくてもゲーム終了だから、カードは集めて仕切り直しってわけ。
Since the game ends, even if no one gets it right, the cards are getting gathered up and redistributed. Okay.
やってみればわかるでございますわ。結構頭を使うでございますわよ。メモを取りながらじゃないと混乱しますです。
あとはやって覚えるさ。で、ミオン、今回の罰ゲームは何だ？
Satoko doesn't have a brain. What are your thoughts on that, Surplus? Everyone directed their attention to Mion.
そうだね。じゃあ昨日の疲れも多少あるだろうから、今日はソフトに。使いっ走りの刑はどう？
A gopher penalty? Not that. No, I shouldn't have said that.
みんなからお使いを頼まれて、
I shouldn't have said that.
それを買いに走るってわけ。
I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming.
つまりジュースとかお菓子とかを買いに行かされるんだね。
Yeah, Ash. Okay, that's fine.
今
Why
日
is it
の
called a
罰ゲームは
gopher?
簡単そうな気がしますです。
Not this bit again, man. It literally made no sense. It makes no sense. Wonder, is it really?
やはりケイチさんもそう思いますですの？
ああ、何を買いに行かされるかわからないからな。
I'm betting Mion would send out whoever loses to buy stuff like hemorrhoid cream or Happy Family Planet. Okay, I mean that's fine. What are these options? Hemorrhoid cream or Happy Family Planning Manual? The cards were lightly shuffled and passed out to each player. Also, they just sell hemorrhoid cream in like this rural city? In like a pharmacy? Like they just have that? The real purpose, like they're really treating this like a city, I feel. When it's really just a small village. Probably bikes to Okonomiya. Makes sense. Oh, okay, that makes sense then, yeah. The real perpetrator, the correct weapon, and the scene of the murder have been taken out. So that means all the cards I have in my hand are innocent cards.
じゃあ1番は部長の私から行くよ。ミオン、ナイフ、書斎。
You pick one suspect, weapon, and murder scene, and ask the other players. If you have any of those cards, then you must say, I have one. However, you don't need to say which one you have.
あ、俺持ってるぜ。
レナもあるよ。僕も持ってますです。あら、完全な同志ですわね。
Three people answered when she asked if they had Mion, Knife, and Study. That means Mion, Knife, and Study are all in the clear. Gotta jot that down.
じゃあレナはね、レナ、オノ、ラウンジだよ。
Only two people said they had one. So it means out of Rena and Axe and Lounge, one of them is correct and is part of the crime. No, wait, even if they say they have one, they don't have to say how many. It's possible that either Satoko or Rika-chan has 2 of the cards.
じゃあ次はケイちゃんだね。どうぞ。
待ってくれよ。まだ整理中。
The game has me thinking more than I thought. Oh man, this feels like it's gonna be tough.
よっしゃ、犯人確定。
何？も
Here, I am spinning around in circles, and Mion now just raises
犯
her
人は
hand.
リカちゃん。凶器は毒物で、犯行現場は医務室。どう？
Mion drew the cards from the box, and we checked to see if her deduction was right.
正解だね。
Rika poison. Everyone's just poisoning me. Delphin Tuna has probably never won a board game. Now, what makes you say that, Surplus? Alright, I've had my fair share of Catan wins.
あと一手だったですのに。毒物かピストルかわからなかったでございます。
I bet Mion cheated.
ピストルなんか使わないです。
She is a... I don't think... Like, she is a fair... How do you say? Like, she's a hard ass, but she's fair, I feel.
毒物で
This person who would probably cheat is
じわりじわりがいいの
Satoko.
です。
I never use a pistol. I like killing them slowly with poison. Okay, Rika. Rika-chan said such a hugely terrifying thing with such a sweet little face. Everyone was making a commotion about how they almost had it. 1v1 me Catan. I don't like 1v1 Catan. It's a very... I don't know. That just feels very competitive. For no reason. And it feels... I feel like you need at least 3 people for Catan, because then you just kind of place your things on the opposite side of the maps, and then you just never interact with each other. Everyone was making a commotion about... Yeah, okay. Rena and I were left out in the cold, though.
ケイチ君はどうだったかな。レナは全然。
安心しろ。俺もさっぱりだ。
Yeah, Catan only 2 players would be ass, probably, yeah. No trading as well? Yeah. Because if you trade, you're just, like, automatically losing, basically.
二人とも何自信ないこと言ってんだか。二人仲良くビリになっちゃうよ。
But, like, yeah. One person is guaranteed to be losing out on the trade, I feel. That's even worse! Going off buying something together as a couple. What if we ended up having to buy the Happy Family Planning Manual?
ケイチはこのゲーム苦手そうな顔してますです。
全然そんなことはないぞ。次でシャーロック前原の実力を見せてやる。
Sherlock Maibara.
それはいいですわね。徹底的に叩きのめして差し上げますわ。
After that, I managed to somewhat grasp the trick behind the game, but I was still a step or 2 behind. I saw that Mion was somehow gleaning information from how the others were asking their questions. That level of experience was just too much. The only way I could stage a comeback was if I became ruthless. I tossed out the simple concept of deduction and switched over to the thought process needed to win. The important thing isn't to find out the criminal, it's to win at the game. Eureka! The more I think about it, the more 1v1 Catan would actually be dope. I don't know. I like board games with more people. You know, it's like, I feel it's fun the more people there are.
ゆっくりブリブリしておいで。
What are you saying, Mion?
みーちゃん、それ下品。
I had them hold off the game and headed down the hall. The air was crisp. It showed just how stagnant the air in the classroom was from our body heat. Is he gonna find like someone dead outside? On the school grounds, some of our classmates were still playing around. After spending some time cooling my head, Rena had made her way over towards me.
ケイチ君、ひょっとしてレナのこと呼んだ？
What?
ああ、読んだ。
As I got up from my seat, I winked over at Rena. I'm glad it worked out.
時間の無駄なので、単刀直入に行く。レナ、お前の今日のゲームの過去の戦績は？
It'd be a lot more aggressive instead of passively sitting around. You'd have to try and actively interrupt the other player's plan because if you don't, it's all up to the die. versus a 4-player game where most of the time passively playing is the best strategy. I like the randomness though. I find the RNG fun. She was taken aback. After a moment, she hesitantly opened her mouth.
先輩だよ。どうしてそんなこと聞くんだろう。
I could tell from how apprehensively she was
この
playing.
ままでいくと俺もそうなる。今日のゲームは大逆転の秘策が思いつかない。
じゃあ今日の罰ゲームはケイチ君と一緒なのかな。
It is, I mean, it is definitely the easiest to explain, and it has enough complexity to be interesting, you know? Like, it is the correct balance of, you know, being a party game that everyone can get pretty easily, and also being somewhat competitive so people can, you know, have skill.
おいおい、早くも負けを受け入れるなよ。
No, I understand you're saying it, but I'm saying why I probably wouldn't like 2-player Catan.
勝ちに行こうぜ。俺たちで。
Everyone's played Catan but me. It's on Discord. You can just play Colonist, and you can just play it on Discord whenever if you get like a few people.
でもどうやって？
Like, you don't even need to have the game. Just go open up Discord and play Colonist. I brought my lips up to Rena's ear. Why is this there's the zoom in now, this chapter. Whisper, 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 whisper.
そんなのありなのかな。
You mean Diana play Catan?
忘れたのかレナ。快速第2条だぞ。
I think that's a good idea.
勝つために全ての努力をしよう。
Okay, so what are they doing right now?
頑張るよ。
Our plan of attack was quite a rudimentary one. At the beginning of the game, everyone would be focused on their own hand for a while, taking notes and whatnot. Since our seat were right next to each other, we'd reveal our hands to each other. If we did it under the desk, then nobody would know. We'd begin the game with twice as much information as everyone else. Oh, okay, so yeah, they're changing. Okay. Having this much information would mean we'd need to investigate less.
この作戦なら他の連中よりも確実なリードを持って開始できる。
Okay, well, they're technically cheating, right now? Yeah, I think they are cheating. We both smirked at each other. If I was the shady businessman, then Rena was the corrupt senator. Pleasure doing
じゃあ
business
早
with
速
you.
戻ろうよ。二人で組んでみんなを
Rule
あっと
2
言わせ
permits
ちゃおう。
cheating. Oh yeah, I guess so. I would say I'm better at games than you delve into, but we don't have hard evidence yet. I mean, we kind of have our hard evidence. Like, I mean, with, you know, you're always like, oh yeah, you beat this boss first try that I spend like 2,000 streams trying to beat.
おいおい、二人で一緒に戻っちゃ意味ないだろう。いかにも打ち合わせしてきましたって感じだぞ。
I'm good at like 3 games?
じゃあどう
I
し
mean,
よ
that's good
う。
enough. If you are, I mean, you could just be good at one game, right? But if you are the best at that game, then you are like you're considered the GOAT, you know? Like for example, if you're, I don't know, LeBron James, right? He doesn't need to be good at like football or baseball or like any other thing. He's just the GOAT at basketball, you know?
レナは先に戻れ。俺は洗面所で顔でも洗ってのんびりしてから戻る。
わかったね。
Rena turned around and headed back to the classroom. I guess I should wait a bit longer before going back. If I went too soon, it wouldn't seem like I went to the bathroom. If Mion or one of them suspected something, then there could be problems. Well, they figured out sooner or later because both Rena and I would start winning over and over again. Both Rena and I would have earned enough points to avoid being the losers by the time Mion realized what was happening. Excellent. Not bad at all.
前原くん。
Okay, so I took a screenshot. What did I do? Am I pressing the wrong button? F10. Oh, there we go. Okay. Show me the manga gamer art. I don't know. I just don't like the way she's looking at me. F12 is screenshot. Yeah. I was leaning back in my chair, so I just kind of pressed a button and hope for the best. Remake. Yeah, it kind of does, Diana. Background stretching on. I like the way she's looking at me. But here she just seems like very, very young.
ちょっといいですか?
Oh, it's the teacher. Man, things were just getting
何
good.
ですか？今ちょっと大事な。
前原くんにお客さんがいらしてます
A
よ。
guest? Pretty sure she's quite young anyway. That's fair.
昇降口へ行ってください。
I wish I was Kate. What do you mean it should? She's just talking with
お
him.
客さん？俺別にお店なんか開いてないし。
待たせていますよ。早く行ってきなさい。
Right before my big match was pretty bad timing to have a visitor, but the very fact that someone was here to see me was strange enough to pique my interest. I didn't want to waste any time, so I decided to take care of it quickly. JK, just for the lols. Unless, question mark, flushed emoji. The entryway was a heavy contrast from the hot sunlight and deep shadows. Waiting there, looking uncomfortably warm, was a middle-aged man. His tie sloppily loosened and his jacket tucked underneath his arm.
前原さんですか。前原圭一さん。
There was no question that he wasn't a resident of Hinamizawa. This was without a doubt the first time he had met me. Ever since I met Tomitake-san, it seemed I was fated to meet middle-aged men. Don't say it like that, Keiichi.
そうですよ。どちら様ですか？
私の車エアコンが効いてますから。
Don't enter strangers' cars, Keiichi. Number one rule you learn when you're a kid. Alright? Look at this. This is the candy right here. I have the AC on in my car. Let's talk there.
ここ暑くありません？
The man, completely ignoring my question, pointed over to his car, parked near the gate, and began walking. You've got to be kidding me. I have no intention of going along with some geezer I didn't even know. Okay, I'm glad you understand that, Keiichi. And he's asking me to get in his car with him.
だって食いやしません。どうぞどうぞ。
He opened the back door of his car and called me over. I didn't like this old man, but I wanted to know what this was about. Even while knowing that conversations that start out like this have never led to anything good. The inside of his car was pretty cool. Cars with air conditioners were supposed to be a luxury. I guess, yeah, this is 1980s, so it's probably not a commonplace. I don't know. When did ACs in cars become like a commonplace thing? Because if this is a luxury here. My dad didn't have one in his car, at least.
冷えすぎだったら言ってくださいよ。私ガンガンに冷やしちゃうたちですから。
で、俺に何の用ですか？
It's Mr. Air Conditioning, yeah. That's what it seems like. Out of spite, I decided to ignore his remark the same way he did to me and start my own line of questioning. He pulled out a notepad from his pocket and took out a picture that was stuck between the pages. I'm feeling very tired, so I might just do one chapter today and do the tips. But I don't know how long this chapter will be, so we'll see how long it takes. On it was the face of a pretty goofy-looking guy.
もう男性のことでご存知のことがあったら教えてください。
Who the heck is this? 69, apparently. That's most likely when car companies started implementing them. Any reason why? Like, did you search it up, or like, is there any reason in particular that you know about, like, or like why you feel it would be 69? Nice.
シャツにマジックで落書きがありましたね。
Why am I a bozo surplus? What did I do or say?
前原さんを
That's what
はじめ
Google
ク
AI
ラス
gave
メ
me.
イト
Okay.
何人かの
Oh,
署名入りで
interesting.
した。
Scribbles on his shirt done in permanent. Oh. What? Who the heck is this? Wait, but he knows about Tomitake-san.
Eh? これ、富武さん?
This was US based though, okay. Just a constant state of being dealt. Okay, wait, what is this? There was no hint of his usual unreliable and easygoing personality in this photo. It was an expressionless, half-asleep
では
face.
こちらの女性はわかりますか？
Even before seeing it, I had a good idea of who it was.
名前は知りませんけど、ゆうべ富武さんと一緒にいた女の人です。
I didn't know what her name was, but I did know she was a resident of Hinamizawa.
この二人に最後に会ったのはいつですか？
綿流しのお祭りの晩、一緒に話をしました。二人とも仲良さそうでしたよ。
何か気になったこととかありませんか？何でも結構です。話してください。
Are they dead? Did they die? Being asked for every little detail was very troubling, honestly. I had a pretty good idea of who this guy was by now.
富武さんたちに何かあったんですか?
There was no response to my inquiry. Thus, I replied to that silence in kind. I was pretty sure, no, certain, that this guy was a cop. Then why? Why was he asking about Tomitake-san? Did something happen to him? More importantly, why me? Shouldn't there have been plenty of other people who knew more about him than I did? That is true. I mean, I guess... Oh, okay, sorry. I launched up in my chair. I didn't realize my chair was unlocked. I guess, like, because the shirt was signed, though, is why they went to him. But yeah, why not any of the other people? Why him specifically? After a long pause, he finally spoke
前
again.
原さんはまだこちらに越されてきたばかりですよね。ご存知ですかな？例の親代様の話は。
Yeah, they just explained it to me last night. My heart began to race. I'm pretty terrible at hiding things. Probably showed on my face.
全く知らない？知らないんなら結構なんですがね。
Okay. This not proves to me, but is really leading me to believe it's not his face. And it is something like people are like something about the people who live in Hinamizawa can read other people's minds. Somehow.
まあ、聞いたことくらいは。富武さんに教えてもらったんですけど。
どの辺までご存知ですか？
The dismemberment killing, the accidental death, the death by illness followed by suicide, and the lady who was beaten to death. The incidents that always happen near the day of the Watanagashi, ending in suspicious deaths. I don't think Tomitake-san would have kept anything from me. I think that was everything. No, rather, I didn't want to think there was anything more than
前
that.
原さんはそのタタリとかを信じていますか？率直なところで結構です。
信じてません。
My answer was instant. It wasn't so much that I didn't believe in it as I was on the verge of believing. I wanted to clear away my own doubts. That was the more prominent feeling.
本当に？ならよかったです。やっぱり前原さんは都会育ちですね。
信じてなかったら何なんですか？俺、仲間を待たせてるんで、あまり時間取れないんですけど。
その写真の男性は昨晩お亡くなりになりました。
Yeah, I had a feeling. They were introducing him. Either he was important later on, or they're killing him. My mind went blank. Huh? What happened? To Tomitake-san?
よりにもよってね、お亡くなりになられたのが昨日なんですよ。つまり綿流しの当日。前原さんにはどういう意味があるのかわかりますよね。
意味って、意味なんか。
Not any for the cause of his death or the reasons behind it. The real problem was that he died on the day of the Watanagashi. Meaning this year, the curse of Oyashiro-sama had once
富
again...
武二郎さんがお亡くなりになられたことはまだ内緒です。どうしてかは なんとなくお分かりになりますよね。
They want to understand why.
教えてください。一体何があったんですか？
得意なんですよ。ひなみ沢の方にはちょっと刺激の強い。
It was a roundabout way of saying it, but caused me to doubt whether or not I wanted to hear the rest. I'd only regret forcing myself to learn something I shouldn't. Or at least that's how I figured I would feel if I listened to the rest.
第一発見は祭りの警備を終えて帰還中のうちのワゴンでした。時刻は24時5分前。場所は町へ出る道路がちょうど舗装道路に変わるところありますよね。坂を下り切ったあたりに。あそこの路肩でした。
There were few streetlights on that road. Its pitch black darkness was only broken by the lights of passing cars and the moon. It was a stroke of luck that Tomitake-san was spotted collapsed on the shoulder of the road. Tomitake-san was face down, covered in blood. Blood and muck covered the
みん
asphalt.
なはじめはひき逃げされたものだと思っていました。ですが、意識を確かめるために近づいた警官はすぐに異常に気づきました。喉がね、引き裂かれていたんですよ。
ナイフとか？
いいえ、爪でした。
Nails. As in fingernails? You mean his neck was clawed
検
through?
視の結果、それも自分の爪でということが判明しました。
それってどういうことですか？
Basically, it means it wasn't a murder. It was suicide. Tomitake-san, whatever was going through his mind, tore open his own throat, as hard as he could with his own nails. Tore through the skin until he started to bleed. And even then, Tomitake-san didn't stop. He continued clawing, with enough intensity that he could have peeled off his nails, still clawing. Still clawing. Then, as his nails reached those vital arteries that he should never damage, he continued clawing. Blood spattered on the ground around him. As he bled, while gasping for breath, he collapsed. His body spasmed, and he died in agony.
薬物を疑いましたが、そういう類のものは検出できませんでした。
But this was suicide. I've never heard of such a thing. This unnatural way of dying. If this wasn't a mysterious death, then what was the way he died? In these 5 years, his death most resembled that of a curse. As if to show both myself and Tomitake-san, who proclaimed there is no such thing as a curse, that we were wrong.
他にもいくつか不審な点があります。体内分泌物、発汗、脱毛等から富武さんはお亡くなりになる直前、極度の興奮状態だったようなのです。
That was a given. It's hard to believe someone could be in a sound state of mind while clawing out their throat.
手の傷と付近に落ちていた角材が一致しました。周囲の木やガードレールに叩いた後、周囲に散乱する富武さんの血痕、つまりですね。
Meaning that while tearing at his own throat, he was swinging around a piece of lumber.
体からは本人によらない外傷がいくつか発見されました。富武さんは何者かに暴行を受けた可能性があるということです。外傷の部位から見て複数犯の可能性もあります。
To summarize, Tomitake-san was surrounded and attacked. While wandering the night roads in a state of panic after being cornered, he picked up a piece of lumber and tried fighting back. Somewhere in there, he began madly tearing at his own throat, clawing at it. Then, he died. Maybe he actually got poisoned or something. And then he started clawing at his throat because of the poison was so bad, he had to start clawing at his throat. Like, you know, I've heard of stuff like that. Where it just feels like your throat is burning. Or like, not your throat necessarily, but something similar to that.
つまり、お祭りで前原さんが富武さんとお話しして、 別れてからすぐの出来事なんですよ。
Another upset. Yeah, I know, right? Everyone signed Tomitake-san's shirt and parted ways. Right after that. Oh yeah, he should have been with a woman. What about
行
her?
方不明です。出勤もしていませんし、昨夜は自宅にも帰っていません。事件に巻き込まれた可能性が極めて高いようです。
For a while, I could only gaze off into space. I never would have thought that something unfortunate happening to somebody close to me could affect me this deeply. The time I'd spent with Tomitake-san was short. But we went to the same festival, spent time together, and took part in the same competition. He was one of us.
我々もあらゆる面から捜査を進めますが、村人たちはお社様のたたりの話になると、とにかく口が重くなる。
That I knew well. I would have been none the wiser if not for Tomitake-san, the outsider, telling me.
だから俺なんですか？俺がひなみ沢の人間じゃないから。
Okay, but I guess the parents wouldn't know. Because, yeah, the parents wouldn't know.
このままでは、富武二郎さんはお社様のたたりで死んだことになってしまいます。
He turned away from me and gazed off far into the
綿
distance.
流しの晩、
And so the mystery
神聖な儀式
begins.
の時、無神経にカメラをバシャバシャやってたものだから、お社様の怒りに触れた。
How would the photos anger?
そういう
Oh,
話に
yeah,
なって
because,
しま
yeah,
うん
no,
です
I
よ。
did say that the flash and, like, taking photos, like, with the flash while the festival's going on, that felt very disrespectful.
富武さんにお社様のバチが当たるわけがない。
Tomitake-san had to have been killed by humans, and a cowardly group, no less. There's no way I'm gonna let this end up being the fault of some curse.
私もそう思います。バチもたたりもあるわけがない。
The tense mood was cut with the man's hearty
つま
laugh.
り、そういうことですよ。前原さん、たたりを信じていないひなみ沢の方の協力が不可欠なのです。わかりますね。
Neither Tomitake-san nor I believed in curses. With the way things were going, it would just end up with Tomitake-san's death, marking the 5th year. Which would mean that Hinamizawa had rejected Tomitake-san. That was something I couldn't allow. Tomitake-san was one of us. He didn't live in Hinamizawa, but he came every single year. In a sense, he was more of a resident than I was. There is no way that Tomitake-san could have been cursed by Oyashiro-sama.
でも俺に協力できることなんか何もないですよ。あの晩のことは何も知らないし。
いえいえ、何か気になるものを見たり聞いたりしたら教えてくださればいいんです。
If I see or hear, he was talking about the future tense.
物でも人でも噂でも何でも結構です。不確かなもので構いませんから。これ、私の電話番号です。不在でしたら出たものに伝言してくだされば結構です。
He handed me a piece of paper with his number on it, but I hesitated for a second. If I took it, whether I wanted to or not, I'd be mired knee-deep in this matter.
富武さんの無念を晴らすためにどうかご協力をお願いしたいのです。
That's right. Why was I hesitating? I needed to find the murderer who killed my friend. I snatched up the piece of paper as a satisfied grin spread across his face.
今日ここでした話はすべて内緒です。絶対に他言無用でお願いします。
わかりました。
お友達にも内緒です。特に園崎さんや古出さんには絶対に知られないようにしてください。
Especially from those two.
園崎ってミオンのことか？なんでだよ。事件に関係あるっていうのかよ。
With my friends' names brought up so abruptly and being told to keep it a secret from them, I became rather angry.
捜査上の都合ということなんです。
煙に巻くなよ。ミオンは俺の大切な仲間だぞ。
I snapped at him, but he didn't seem to especially be
言
offended.
ってもいいですが、気を悪くしないでくださいね。
言えよ。
He hesitated a little. Turning his gaze to the outside of the car, he began to speak after thinking for a bit.
ひなみ沢で起こった一連の事件は村ぐるみで引き起こされている可能性があるのです。
そんなことあるわけないじゃないか。
Give me a break. First of all, is there any proof of that?
証拠はありません。しかも過去の事件はここに解決し、いずれの犯人も村とは直接関係ありませんでしたしね。
You read my mind there, though. Or was that just coincidence? I felt like that's just coincidence.
じゃあどう考えたらそんな考えに至るんだよ。
毎年綿流しの日に村の旧敵が死ぬ。それだけで十分に疑えると思いませんか？
Only the residents of Hinamizawa felt that the day of the Watanagashi was sacred. So basically, because incidents happened on that day, it was somehow related to
はじ
Hinamizawa?
めはダム工事の監督、そして次にダムを誘致した村人、村の旧敵は次々に開始しました。過程はともかく結果はそうなのです。
Unfounded, unreasonable suspicion. But it couldn't just be shrugged off.
じゃあ次に死んだ神主やその次に死んだ主婦はどうです？別に村の敵だったわけじゃない。
神主はダム騒動当時リーダーシップを期待されながらも積極的な働きがなかったため、一部の村人から失望、反感を買っていました。
反感があったにしたって別に村に害を与えたわけじゃないだろう。その次の主婦なんかどうだよ。誘致した男の弟夫婦だったってだけの理由だろう。もっと殺される理由が薄いじゃないか。そして富武さんに至ってはどうだよ。ダム工事とは関係すらないじゃないか。ただよそ者だってだけの理由だぞ。
In the beginning, it fell on those related to the dam project. But as the years went on, the enemy threshold of the victims became much lower.
それがね、怖いんですよ。徐々に希薄になっていくのが。
何がだよ。
つまり村の敵でなくよそ者だというだけの理由で犠牲になりつつあるんですよ。
じゃあ来年の被害者は村のよそ者から選ばれるっていうのか？
あるいは引っ越してきたばかりの人かもしれません。
それってどういう？
I swallowed my words. Here in Hinamizawa, the ones would be considered the most outside would be my family. I was proof enough of that, wasn't I? I still couldn't really remember the names of the people I passed by. And the next victims, my family. Was he saying it was going to be me?
でもそれとミオンとどう関係があるんだよ。
詳しくは申し上げられませんが、園崎さん一家はダム騒動時の抵抗運動の旗頭だったのです。それも過激なね。例えば園崎ミオンさんについても同様です。抵抗運動時、いくつかの軽犯罪と公務執行妨害で補導歴があります。
I knew Mion had fought. This was the first I'd heard of her family leading the protests, though. Then, well, what did it all
ミ
mean?
オンの一家が一連の事件に関係しているとでも言うのかよ。
そうまでは言いません。もしもそうだったら、一番確率が高い。それだけのことなんです。
It felt like he'd magnificently avoided the details I really wanted to know.
誰が一体どれだけ関わっているのか全くわかりません。だからこそ村人に口外してほしくないのです。
Instead of answering, I gave a very bitter expression. It seemed that he understood it well enough.
じゃあこう考えましょう。たたりを盲信する村人の皆さんに心配させたくないから内緒。そういうことでどうです？
What do you mean, how about that? How should I know? The reasoning behind wanting me to not carelessly open my mouth about it wasn't too hard to comprehend. The perpetrator was here. It had nothing to do with the curse. He was definitely going to be caught by the police and made to pay for his crimes. And none of the villagers should have anything to do with that process. It may cause those sensitive about the curse to just worry
みんな
needlessly.
が俺に心配させないために内緒にしてくれたように、今度は俺がみんなに心配させないために内緒にする番ってことなのか。
I was just talking to myself. Unlike me, everyone else had been worrying over these mysterious incidents yearly, and the incident this time probably means a lot more to them. I didn't want to burden them anymore. In the end, everything went as the man had wanted. As insipid as it was, I don't know what that word is, but it couldn't be helped.
わかりました。俺だけの秘密にします。それでいいですよね。名前。
沖宮署の大石です。なんなら、クラちゃんでもいいですよ。
いや、大石さんでいいです。
The way he said it was unpleasant, yet retained hints of politeness. He was the spitting image of a vulgar police officer. Though I've never seen one this bulky before in the cop shows I watch.
時間を取らせすぎました。お友達を待たせていますよね。もう戻った方がいいでしょう。
Detective Delicious, yeah, I guess so. The door opened with a click and streamed in the oppressive heat. It was blistering outside of the car. Was it really this hot of a day? It was almost a cruel heat as opposed to the mechanical coolness inside the car. It was as if the land of Hinamizawa itself suddenly hated me. I felt a little sad as that thought crossed my mind.
お友達を疑えと言ったわけではありませんからね。誤解しないでくださいよ。
I refrained from telling him that it was too late to say something that's self-serving.
前原さんが何も見つけず、聞きもしなかったとしても、それで十分なんです。それは村が関わっていないという証拠になるのですから。
見たり聞いたりしたら連絡しますけど、俺は探偵じゃないですからね。変な期待しないでくださいよ。
しません、
The
しません。
belly is huge in OG art. Let me see. I don't think it's that the belly is huge. His head is massive. And his body is so tiny in comparison.
探偵になんかならなくていいですよ。今までのように自然に生活してください。その中で見聞きしたことを教えてくだされば結構なんです。
I hastily made my way back to the school building after giving him a quick bow.
またお会いしましょう。さようなら、前原君。
I returned to the school building without looking back. I hope I can reach the end of this because I am yawning so much right now. I don't know how much time has passed. I did feel bad for keeping them waiting, but right now there was a lot on my mind. Tomitake-san's death was hard enough as it is, but to think there was a possibility of a village conspiracy. Whereas still, there's also a chance that Mion was involved? Also, he said two names. He said Mion and Rena, I'm pretty sure. Possible. Not Mion, Rena, Satoko, or Rika-chan. Was the group that attacked Tomitake-san? Who could the perpetrators be? Could it be they were hiding here, somewhere in Hinamizawa? I didn't know. All I could say for certain was that I knew that Mion couldn't be the perpetrator.
みーちゃんだよ、犯人は。
Huh? I startled to hear Rena's voice.
凶器はロープで、犯行現場はラウンジ。
あははは、外れ
Rena clutched her head while flailing about. Looks like you're just self-destructing over here. Wow. Rika. Okay. I thought it was Rika. I just thought Furude was Rena's last name, but yeah, Rika, I thought it would be Rika because considering her parents have connections to the shrine itself.
圭一さん遅かったですわね。プンプンでございますのことよ。
ごめん。ちょっと先生に職員室呼ばれてさ。
素行が悪くて怒られましたですか？かわいそです。
こっちも白熱してたしね。
There we go. Okay. Dude, it's so annoying when I look at a face and then I see there's like dust on the screen, you know? Like when there's nothing
もういい
that's
時間だ
supposed
か
to be
ら
there.
次で最後のゲームにしよう。
俺の今の持ち点って確か0点だろ。ビリ確定じゃないのかよ。
大丈夫だよケイチくん。
I think this chapter goes on for a while. Okay.
レナマイナス1点。
How are you at -1 points? The heck? Her score's lower than mine. I wasn't even playing.
罰ゲームはレナが1人でかケイちゃんと2人でかを決める最終戦。
冗談じゃねえぞ。罰ゲームはレナ一人でやってくれ。
ケイチくんと2人で勝とうって約束したのにずっと待ってたんだよ。
She just says this out loud.
そりゃ俺が悪いな。
I followed my initial plan of showing Rena my cards, but I didn't say who was the criminal and just waited for her to call.
分かったよ。犯人は私。凶器は毒物で犯行現場はどうかなどうかな。
おおレナ回答早いじゃん。また当てずっぽうじゃないの。お
レナの正解ですよ。じゃあこれでケイチさんも罰ゲーム決定ですわね。やったー。ケイチくん一緒に頑張ろうね。
ああ、一緒に頑張ろうな。
It's my fault, so I have no choice.
ではゲームセット。トップは私園崎美音。ビリは前原圭一と竜宮レナ。
Ryugu is her name. Okay. Everyone applauded and the game ended. The problem now was the penalty.
じゃあ使いっ走りの系の買ってくるものはトップの私が決めようかね。
何を買いに行かされるんだろう太郎。
薬局は禁じ手にしような。図星太郎。
あ？薬屋なんかに用ないよ。おじさんが買ってほしいものはねこのメモに書いてあるから。
ほーいっぱい書いてあるよ。
Would you give him an entire list? Why did she have that prepared? A lot? Damn it, what is she making us buy?
豆腐2丁、シャンプーとリンス、
Oh, that she just gave them her shopping
みり
list.
んに油揚げ。なんだこりゃ。
罰ゲームってよりお買い物に見えるでございますわね。今日の
You know
ミーは
what? Based me on,
でした
once
です。
again. Just giving her, just like, yeah, do my shopping for me that I was supposed to do, but you could do it for me.
快速第7条罰ゲームの内容に逆らわない。はいお金。シャンプーはうち
Oh, she
果物
even
物語だ
gave
から
the
ね
money?
よろしく。
That's, I don't know, I find this so, she's just like, yeah, you guys can go buy stuff for me. The shampoo I use, I don't, I like this at the end. I don't know, I find that funny.
これお前が頼まれたお使いだろ。
I promised myself that if I won next time, I'd make her go buy hemorrhoid cream. Why? What is, Keiji, what is with you in the hemorrhoid cream? Oh, that's the end. Not a clue. Receive an unexpected report. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I could get through another chapter, sadly, so we'll just do the tips. There are more than 4 perpetrators.
自分で喉をかき破った出血性ショック死。
So you have a different... Yeah. Hey, it works out with me.
爪の間に皮膚片が残っておった。間違いなく本人のものじゃわい。傷の形も一致する。
直接死因が自殺ってのは分かってますよ。
分かっとるわい。 人為的にこういう症状が起こせんかと言っとるんだろ
Yeah, like that's the thing for me right now that I'm really confused about is the clawing at the throat. Like, I think everything can be explained like, oh yeah, it is a village conspiracy, but the clawing at the throat, that's the thing that to me is very odd. And is like what is very off about this. Curse or conspiracy? I think I am still of the idea that it could be a curse. But the guy is dead. And we don't really know much information other than that. Or coincidence? There's no way it's a coincidence. Once, that's just a murder. Twice, that's a coincidence. 3 times, and more, that's a pattern. Some of Tomitake's fingernails have been pulled out. Fingernails actually rip off surprisingly easily, but it really hurts. Under normal circumstances, the pain would prevent you from completely pulling them out. Also, there were a lot of bruises on Tomitake's body. It's clear from the shape of them that he was assaulted first by someone or a group of people.
分泌物から見て、仏は極度の興奮状態にあったのは間違いないの。
Yeah, okay, so he was poisoned.
では乱闘になって興奮のあまり自分の喉を引っかき出したってことですか。襲った連中さぞや度肝を抜かれたでしょうな。
It is possible that in such an abnormal environment, a person could perform acts that a sane individual couldn't possibly imagine. Of course, those are very rare cases.
実はな、大石。仏が武器にしたらしい角材な。砂粒とか、ガードレールの塗装片とか、そんなのしか出んかったぞい。
星の服の繊維とか、皮膚片とかは
出んかった。仏は犯人を殴っとらん。あるいは、殴った角材を星が持ち去ったのかもしれんの。
なら、わざわざ角材なんて置いていきませんよ。全部持ってっちゃいます。
それもそうじゃの。
富武氏は結構体格もいいし、肌も焼けてるし。
Yeah, he was built.
そうだな。よく運動しとるようだの。
How do they know that he was active, though? I can't imagine what kind of sports he did when he was alive, but I think his physical strength would be on the higher side, meaning he would be difficult to overpower in a brawl. If a man with such a physique sensed he was in danger and swung the plank around frantically, it's just unthinkable that it would even nick the perpetrator. And his opponent was unarmed. This guy had a wooden plank, so you'd think he'd hit them at least once. The throat clawing is very graphic. Like, I feel the detective really, when talking to Keiichi, should just say like, oh yeah, he died, he was murdered. Or like, it seemed like he was attacked. You know, they wouldn't go and say the entire case that all their information. I feel like that doesn't make sense.
アホ、それは大石の方が得意だろうが。アクタレ時代を思い出さんかい。
If I was to take down this guy, how many would I need? When a group wants to take down a big prey, it's fundamental to attack with numbers. I guess about 4. Even if there was a gap in their strength, they'd manage.
だとすると、結構犯人は大人数だの。祭りで泥酔した4人以上のグループが怪しいとなるかの。
A group of 4 or more. I know a group of 4. Just if they had that many, they couldn't have hidden the body in a less obvious location? Or did he somehow break away from that fatal predicament? Then there'd be no reason to commit suicide. Moreover, I still can't comprehend the irregular way he died. It's full of mysteries.
こっちもそこは重視しとる。徹底的に調べるつもりだが、あまり期待できんな。何しろ、過去にこんな例はないんだからな。
期待はしませんよ。ですが結果を楽しみにしてます。
おいさん、課長が呼んでるっす。
Kuma guy.
すみません。ではまた来年お会いしましょう。
おお、いいお年をの。
I meant the visual novel's description in the Keiichi said the way that... Yeah. Search notice. Jiro Tomitake, deceased. Resided in a cheap hotel in Shishibone City. Registered under the name Jiro Tomitake. Pen name. Travels via folding bike. No license. The bicycle was found 300 meters away, abandoned at the side of the forest path. Present on the day of the festival. Accompanied by the missing Mio Takano. Was seen around 9 p.m. by police. Location afterwards unknown. Held a residence in Hinamizawa for 1 week each season for the last 5 to 6 years. Freelance photographer specializing in wild birds. Check with magazine companies. Nothing suspicious in the film located among the articles of the deceased. Wallet was among the articles of the deceased. Mere act of violence? From the contents of his wallet, he spent most of his time in Tokyo and Chiba. Along the Sobu National Railway line? Like when Fred Durst died? Come on, Surplus! Why'd you say that? Like, seriously, Surplus? Come on, the entire game is ruined for me now. No individual matching the name Jiro Tomitake in the residency records of any Tokyo wards. Compare teeth to dental records. Sent to Metropolis. Attach a photo. Sent to Metropolis. Contact magazines regarding Jiro Tomitake. Mio Takano, missing. Nurse at Irie Clinic. He came close to Tomitake through her passion for wild bird photography. Resides in Okinomiya District. Blank. Single. Witnessed accompanying Tomitake on the festival grounds. Currently missing. Abducted? Or maybe a suspect? An important person of interest. Had no motive to kill the deceased. Squabble from jealousy? Need to thoroughly investigate their relationship. Place of work, etc. Need to get information from the police on the scene again. I want some cream puffs. 4 jumbo ones. Uishi. Okay. Why is this music playing? Very interesting, very interesting, very interesting. I mean, nothing ever happens to Fred Durst. That's what I thought. Okay. I'm so sorry, but I am barely keeping myself alive. I don't know if you can tell with how I'm speaking and everything, but I've just been looking at the time and I need to go sleep because it's a struggle right now. I cannot lie. Yeah. Okay. Well, I think that'll be it from me then for today. That was Higurashi, When They Cry. Chapter 7. If considering there are 11 to 12 chapters, we're getting close. And it feels like the game has just started, so I don't know. Funny music, it is funny music right now. I'm not sure why it's playing right now. So I guess we will see where this leads. So yeah. Thank you to everyone because of the last scene ending. I mean, I guess, but I don't know. I would think that the ending has its own music or whatever. But yeah, well, that's okay. Thanks to the no problem. Thanks to the video. I never mind watching, and thank you for being very patient with me. Not being able to watch it any other times. Yeah. Okay. Yes, thank you. I will be getting to sleep immediately. So, yes. Thank you for everyone who stopped by the stream. I appreciate it, and I will be back with more Higurashi When They Cry tomorrow. Goodbye, everyone!